Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, hi, I am Taryn. This is my channel on my life as a single mom, my journey with the Lord, and just my life period. So welcome. Go ahead and click the subscribe button because all this week we are dropping videos, okay? The whole entire week, every single day. If you are just returning back, hey girl or bro, whichever. So anyway, so for today's video, you guys, like I said, we're dropping a video every day this week because I'm just a consistent channel, you guys. I'm very consistent. Let's keep it all the way 100. And I'm also very truthful, okay? So I actually made a list of all the topics we could talk about, and I actually have more than, you know, 7 days, but whatever. It's good to have a little bit more variety, right? So today we are going to talk about pros and cons, life with co-parenting. Because you guys, so for everybody who's new to my channel, I am divorced. I've been divorced 3 years. Has it been 3 years? It'll be 3 years in December. So it's really only been like 2 years I've been divorced. Divorced from my daughter's dad, and the whole co-parenting thing, which it's not the easiest thing, you guys. It is not something that I planned. It's not something that, you know, would have been my first go-to. Because like I said, I was married. I was married to her dad. Very short amount of time. But I'm just going to be 100% honest. So, co-parenting is actually fairly new for both of us. Within 2019, fairly new. My daughter will be 4 this year. So throughout this whole experience, like I said, it wasn't something I planned. It's not something I wanted to do, and there's constantly bumps in the road, like constantly. But for me, the way I feel like I kind of just pushed through, I pushed through for the sake of my daughter's well-being. Not for me. Not for me. I don't believe in that baby mama, baby daddy drama. That just means you want to be petty and you want things to go your way. And no, I feel like when it comes to co-parenting, the child did not have a decision in the antics, so why make them suffer for anything, any reason of anything? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When my daughter like gives me concerns or, you know, tells me how she feels, I address them. I address them. The first thing I do is address it, because I think in the mind of my daughter, she's only 3.5, but she has feelings. You know, she is someone that still, number one consideration is for her. You know, everybody else is secondary, but number one consideration, at least for me and the way I perceive co-parenting, is the number one consideration is always for my daughter. Like, my feelings come second versus hers in this particular situation. So I would say it's been, you see my eyes? Look very closely. It's been something, okay? It's been something. Before, I would definitely say it was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. Neither party was being mature about the situation. Neither party was, you know, taking solely consideration of the child's feelings. And it was just non-stop arguments about the same exact thing. The same exact thing. The same exact, like, I promise you, the arguments would always be exactly the same. I don't think we've argued about anything new. The argument was always responsibility, money, time, which plays a big role. I feel like it's harder for the child versus the parents. And people don't really think about that. Like, yes, it is very inconsiderate of my time for certain things. You know, it's just easier to take my daughter with me and do things that way and not worry about the other party. It's simple. But the end result, how does this child feel? Like, I genuinely see how my daughter loves her grandparents, loves her sibling. She loves her dad. Like, I do see that. So I have to take those things in consideration. Like, when she was first born, I'm going to be completely honest. It's like, this is my baby, okay? I had her. Share. Boy, bye. Like, I had that little bit of a mindset. And that was the wrong mindset to have. It was. It was definitely the wrong mindset to have. And I could see it really was both ways. Now that my daughter can talk, and she is very vocal, she tells you exactly how she feels, okay? She don't keep no secrets, okay? So now that she could talk, I could definitely see, okay, she loves her family. And I cannot take that from her. I would never take that from her. Because I seriously feel like family is very important. Very important. And when it boils down to a lot of stuff, financially, I hold the responsibility. 1000%, I hold the responsibility on my own. And it got to a point like, I'm not gonna keep arguing. I'm not gonna keep going to court. I'm not gonna keep doing that, because the end result is always the same. It is the same. So why keep arguing about it? It is what it is. Swim lessons, I pay for. Birthday parties, I pay for. Everything, I pay for. And this is not to bash anybody at all. But there has to be a moment where you're like, okay, what truly matters? The money or a child's happiness? Because really, I want my daughter to know who her father is, who her siblings are, who her grandparents are, and just have a personalized relationship with everybody. I feel like relationships are very, very important. So I do put a lot of my own personal feelings to the side, and that's just something I have to do. Because you cannot be a person that runs off emotion. You cannot be. Like, for you to be a person that runs off completely off your emotions, you have no emotional intelligence. Let's just be 100. You do not have emotional intelligence. If someone can say something and you instantly flip, that's something you should probably work on. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have emotional intelligence, you know, in the prior years. What was that? Emotional boo? What? No, I didn't have it. But coming into chapter 24, which, yeah, I'm 24. It was something I had to learn, I had to grasp, and to put those things to the side. And you know, if there's a disagreement, it don't take but 2 seconds to stop replying, or 2 seconds to hang up the phone, or, you know, just to stop. Like, just stop. Like, I'm not gonna keep going back and forth. There's no reason to do it. You know, ultimately, what does my daughter want? What does she want? You know, I'm not the type of parent who likes to force things. Oh, this is gonna happen. No, I can leave the door open, and, you know, there can be a relationship, there cannot be. It's just completely not my decision to make. The end result, how does my daughter feel? I feel like, you know, like I said before, people do not take in consideration how hard it is for the actual child to constantly, every other weekend, have to pack a bag of your belongings and go somewhere else where it is really not your home. You don't feel 100% comfortable, like maybe for a few hours, but then after that it's like, bro, like I have a whole life over here. Like this is my actual life, this is my part-time life. You know, like that is really difficult. I would say I've never had to experience that personally. I've never had to experience, you know, going from home to home, packing a bag, you know, not feeling truly grounded. My parents stayed together almost 30 years before they decided to get a divorce. It's just different. So I'm always being very mindful on how she feels. You know, like she loves her siblings. Now I could tell the difference. She only want to be around them for a minimum amount of time because my daughter is, you know, she's one of those people. She's an extroverted. Yeah, I think that's the word. She goes play, you know, have a good time. Then it's like, see you later. Like I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to watch my tablet. I'm ready to play with my toys by myself. Like I can see that within her. Very obvious, right? That's just who she is. Like, okay, I had fun, let's go. Like that's just her personality. And she's the only child. Like she doesn't know, like she shares, but it's just very different. It's very different. I didn't grow up as the only child. I had a brother and sister, you know, but for her it's extremely different. Her full-time life does not consist of other children. I mean, she goes to daycare, she goes to play dates, but other than that, her full-time life is the only child. So to have to jump back and forth is very difficult. It's like, oh, I have to be this person over here, but over here I get to be myself. Like it's constantly, it's a lot. It's a lot. And as a mother, to have to see that is like I was actually on the phone the other day, maybe 2 days ago, 3 days ago maybe, I don't remember, but I was on the phone and I was having this conversation. Actually, so if you click the video that God told me he was cheating, that's who I was having a conversation. I told you guys, like, we're still friends, we still talk, or not like that, but we still talk. And he actually has a son with someone else, just like I have a daughter with someone else. But anyway, fast forward. So we were having a conversation and he was letting me know, like, well, actually I made the comment, like, who would have thought that thing we did, like, it would have backfired like this, you know? And he was like, who are you telling? Because, you know, the way his son's mother parents is completely different from how he parents. And the way my ex-husband parents is completely different from the way I parent. So we don't really see eye to eye on a lot, right? Like I said, my intentions were never to be divorced originally, to never bring a child into a situation like this. But things happen, and I was extremely young when I got married. You know, I had no business being married or having a baby, in my opinion, but what's done is done, and I'm satisfied with life now. But anyway, yeah, like if you really thought about it, that baby mama, baby daddy drama glorification they put on the internet is some BS. Like, no, it's horrible. And the fact that some people want to glorify it baffles my mind. It baffles me. Why would you want to glorify tragedy? And not everybody has that situation. It's not like that for everybody. Some people can properly co-parent, properly live separate lives, and properly constantly respect each other and have minimal disagreements. And it's like, when two people are completely different, have a different set of values, period, it just makes co-parenting very difficult. So, I mean, the only advice I would give to people newly co-parenting is, you know, it's always put the child first, no matter what. No matter, like, to me, if my daughter, you know, if her dad asks, like, oh, can she do this, I'm gonna ask my daughter how she feels about it first. 3 or not 3, boo, I don't care. 3 or not 3, I'm going to run that by her. That's just me as a mother, because me and him, we're not together, never gonna be together. Like, you know, I just feel like my daughter's feelings come first. What if she doesn't want to do that? What if she just wants to stay wherever she is? And I do feel like quality time with the other parent is important, but at the end of the day, she should be able to make those decisions, not me. There are certain things I feel like she should do, but ultimately, if it's gonna make her emotionally stressed out or unhappy, I'm not doing it. Even if that means I do get a break, because you guys, sometimes I really was, I'd be like, dang, can I just sleep by myself? Or can I just not have to wake up and take somebody to school, or wake up and not have to make breakfast, or just not have to do something? And it's always for a short amount of time. Like, it's like literally maybe like 48 hours. That's good. All I need is 48 hours to just chill. And it can be like every month, every other month, just something, right? But at the end of the day, I love my daughter, you know. Definitely always put their feelings first. At the end of the day, like, they didn't ask for this. They didn't ask to have to constantly go back and forth, or to hear arguments, or to the other parent downing the other parent. Like, no, shouldn't have to deal with that, period. They did not ask for this. They didn't ask for it. So I feel like the whole situation should be as pleasant as possible, not only for the child, for both parties involved. It should be. That's just the way it should be. Like, I'm not finna argue with you. Like, I'm not. Period. Big dots. Not finna argue with you, boo. That's how you feel? Okay. Well, that's awesome. That is awesome. Moving on. Like, that back and forth on social media, or, you know, the back and forth is, we're not doing it. Wash my hands. Cool. Moving on. That's how I get through this. And as long as there is a smile on her face at the end of the day, and she's not in any immediate danger, it's just genuinely how I feel. Like, this is definitely hard for everybody. It is. But, I mean, the child always should come first, no matter what. No matter what. I'm hoping this in some way helped. You know, like, there's gonna be disagreements. I feel like having to parent apart is more difficult than parenting together. But if the parents are no good for each other, like if they literally are no good for each other, right? I feel like a child being raised in a single parent home where there's no arguing, bickering, or any of that is better than being raised in a two-parent home where all you're doing is fussing and fighting, and there's constantly tension, because children feel that. They feel that. I think about how I grew up all the time, and that's what pushed me to get a divorce and say, you know what, I'd rather do it alone. I'd rather do it alone than her go through that stress and be just as unhappy as I am. You know, I would pick that over anything else. And my daughter is so full of joy. Like, she's so genuinely happy, full of joy. And she has this like glow about her that I know people can see. Like, you genuinely can see this little girl is so happy. Like, I get it all the time. If my mom or sister feels some type of way about anything, they call and they just want to talk to my daughter because her smile is just so much, and she just, I feel like her name kind of fits her. Like, Bailey to me is just a name that's so bubbly and happy and a little sassy, but not too much, okay? I really hope this helps somebody in some kind of way to help you push through, because you cannot control what the other party does. You just can't at all. All you can do is what you're doing over here. You can't control the other party. You know, so there are parents that don't call. There are parents who don't show up. And as much as we as mothers and some single dads out there want to protect our kids from that hurt, baby, it's gonna be a part of their testimony one day. It's gonna be a part of who they are meant to be, who God destined them to be, and it plays a role. And I know it does not feel good for me to see some of the things my daughter has to go through emotionally, but I know that it's temporary. There is going to be tremendous blessings for who God is molding her to be, and she'll be able to connect in different ways. So I just really hope this helps somebody out there. But you guys stay blessed, stay encouraged, and stay in the word. Boo. Bye.